It's time for the 100 ways to get isekai'd in anime. I want to see this. It's short. It's not very long, but I find it hilarious. I'm assuming Truck-kun is going to be number one, but I know there's other ways. There's, of course, just teleporting. There's the not actually getting run over by Truck-kun, and a few others.
This is 100 ways to get isekai'd in anime. I know Truck-kun is widely believed to be the most likely culprit, but you'd be surprised to know incidents like that make up less than 1/5 of the total.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
in a list where
Okay.
almost half the entries are isekai caused by
Okay. Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, you could say that Truck-kun is reincarnating people. But we'll see.
reincarnation. Less than 20 are caused by trucks or some other form of traffic accident. So, to start with the ones that did, first we have good ol' Rudy from Mushoku Tensei. The most standard case of getting hit by a truck to get isekai'd out there. This differs from Sid in Eminence of Shadow, who, instead of saving some random civilian, ran in front of a truck out of pure delirium. Next, we have the totally random bike accident from Reborn as a vending machine, then a typical car accident from Reincarnated as a sword. Catalina was run over while rushing to school after a full day of playing video games, and Ernesti found himself like a deer in headlights after a long day at work. Shin Wilford just wandered out into traffic during rush hour, and Asahi got hit after saving a child from what would have been certain death.
You get your witch into PoE 2 endgame? Oh, heck yeah, damn. You just finished Spirit Chronicles? Ooh. I think it's on my list. It sounds familiar.
Truck-kun then got the best of these two villainesses in Most Heretical Last Boss Queen and Villainous Level 99, but somehow he also managed to get Sensei in No Longer Allowed in Another World. For this, what's funny isn't even the fact the year was 1948, it's more so a truck had managed to find him so far deep in the middle of this forest. Now, Kurihara also met her end when saving a child, while Handyman Saito walked in front of a truck after getting fired from his job. A truck wasn't what sent Kana straight to another world, but it did unfortunately leave her on life support. Only after a power outage turned that life support off did Kana finally find herself in the land of Leadale. A truck had also left Yosuke in a coma,
but he was in a coma.
Sending him to a magical world for 17 years before finally waking up again.
And I love that show, by the way. I love freaking Uncle in Another World. So dumb.
Self in the land of Leadale. A truck had also left Yosuke in a coma, sending him to a magical world for 17 years before finally waking up again. And that's pretty much it for trucks, but in terms of other vehicular-related incidents, there's Yojo Senki's Tanya, who was pushed in front of a train.
And he deserved it. I'm sorry, that guy was an a-hole. And then, you know, he just happened to piss off God. I mean, you're just asking for it at that point.
Spirit chronicles Ryo, whose bus was hit by a train. The world's finest assassin who died in a planned plane crash. Then Kazuma, who, while he thought he was going to be run over by a truck, instead gave himself a heart attack and died on the operating table while the doctors laughed at him.
So wrong. Freaking Aqua was so wrong. She could have just lied, or she could have not told him. But no. I mean, it's par for the course for Aqua, but you know, she just had to rub salt into that wound.
That's pretty much it for traffic incidents. So to move on to the next most common cause of getting isekai'd, we have the oh-so-classic overworked trope.
Yeah.
That's right. The life of a corporate drone is just as deadly as Truck-kun. So there's the salaryman Ryoma from By the Grace of the Gods, the world-class pharmacologist Kanji from Parallel World Pharmacy, Slime 300's Aizawa, who passed out right in the middle of work, Yuji's implied overwork from My Isekai Life, then Rei from I'm in Love with the Villainess. There's also Ryota from My Unique Skill Makes Me OP at level 1, Midori Akitsu, who literally dropped dead on her doorstep, then finally Dahlia, who died at her computer. So, while Truck-kun is certainly making the rounds on our isekai protagonists, the corporate hellscape is right up there with it. This brings us now to the more obscure deaths, where we start to see some of the more creative ways to get isekai'd. pastry mill Mortown got crushed by a candy statue, while our favorite slime Satoru Mikami
Yeah, he
got
got
stabbed out
stabbed.
of nowhere. Mine was crushed by a pile of books during an earthquake, and Yamano Mitsuha somehow found herself falling off a cliff. The entire class of So I'm a Spider was killed in a massive explosion, then Leon fell down the stairs after 100% completing the reverse harem ending in his dating sim. Hanasaki Rinko was pushed off a building by someone completely unknown to her, and Shina Kazuya died protecting 2 children from a knife-wielding criminal. Tomokui Kanata had been brutally murdered by a deranged stalker, and Luciel was randomly shot after a criminal had been taken down by the police. Next is Urabe Yukito, who, with arguably the most...
This damn freaking show. Yeah, the spider anime is really good. It throws you off a bit. I don't know how far you're into it though, so I don't want to say anything. But it's really good. I don't know if we're gonna get. Wait, you're watching it for the 3rd time? Okay, never mind. I like the whole how time is kind of weird in that game. Not game, anime. How time is weird in that. So I don't want to spoil anything for anybody else, because especially since Xander said he hasn't finished it yet. It's good. I am sad that I don't know if we're going to get a 2nd season. It needs another freaking season. I really wanted to get another freaking season. We'll see. I will say one thing though. A lot of the light novels are finally getting the audiobook treatment. Like a Spider is actually one of them. So is Overlord, so is Konosuba, so is freaking Slime. All those right now are getting onto Audible, and I'm a little worried because I'm probably going to be getting those. I already, to both Mechs in freaking Floki's annoyance, I have finished Mushoku Tensei. I finished the audiobook. So I've finished all of the dang books for Mushoku Tensei, and I know how it ends. And I can't say a damn thing about it. But I can tease Mechs about it. I can tease Mechs with spoilers. And that's going to be fun. Never watched anime unless Dragon Ball and Deep. They do count because they are anime. But yeah, I picked up the Overlord audiobook, and I started that one. He goes in so much more freaking detail. You can tell that this guy was a GM. You can tell that this guy ran D&D campaigns. He goes into so much detail. I like it. I'm not against it. It's not boring. But yeah, he goes into so much detail about everything, and it's kind of nice. We'll see. But yeah, I picked up the first audiobook for Overlord, and I started that one. After I finished Stormlight 5. Oh, I know. So is Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei is 24 books.
Guys.
25? 24? 25 books. Hello, Sunny. So I finished that one. And I'm waiting for the next... I'm waiting for the next series to come out for Mushoku Tensei. We'll see.
ridiculous of them all, died drowning as part of some crazy cult ritual started by his very
I still
own
love
father.
it. This anime right here, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this anime's quality goes from like a 1 to a 10 all over the place. The animation quality is just all over the place, and I just love how dumb and goofy it is.
There's a couple that died from terminal illness too, mainly with Hiraku from Farming Life in Another World and Eileen from I'm the Villainous So I'm Taming the Final Boss. Haruto straight up died in the bed that he was isolating himself in, and Will from Faraway Paladin died from reasons unknown. The rest
It's
are
a pirate.
accidents
Protect your
caused by
booty.
a god or goddess themselves, leading to the incidental isekai'ing of people who weren't intended to die. There's Toya from In Another World with My Smartphone, Calvin from Black Summoner, Takumi Kaino from A Journey Through Another World Raising Kids While Adventuring, then Kaoru in I Shall Survive Using Potions. Lastly, there's the standard reincarnation of Anisphia from Magical Revolution, and that's all the ways to get Isekai'd through reincarnation. There was 19 from traffic accidents, 8 from overwork, 6 from external acts of violence, 5 from completely random circumstances, 4 from accidents caused by God, 3 miscellaneous, and 2 from terminal illness. That's less than half of all the isekai on the list, so to continue on to the next largest category, next we have isekai by higher power / magical summoning.
Yeah.
Technically, a lot of the previous were made possible by a higher power too, but the fundamental difference with these is that the protagonist didn't have to die first. The main cause of them getting isekai'd is their summoning. So, first we have those summoned directly by a god or goddess themselves, starting with Makoto from Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. Next,
I think that's the one that Mech said was really good. I think that's the one that Mech said was good.
are the 3 girls from the vintage anime Magic.
Oh wow, there's an anime I haven't thought of in a long freaking time. It was a big deal at the Game Awards. I'd never heard of it. What? Oh, Metaphor? Yeah. Yeah. Metaphor, by the way, is another Atlas game brought to you by the people that made Persona. And I do have it. And I want to play it next year. I'm just trying to finish, Yakuza. We're almost done. We're on the last chapter, so we'll get there. Wraith is in Super Robot Wars? Really? Huh. I need to play that. I really want to play it one of these damn days.
Treyarch, and after that is Hajime's class from Fureta. The problem children from Another World were invited by what I...
This is another friggin' show. This is another one that I want a second season. I want more seasons of this show so bad. We're not gonna get it. This show's over 2 decades old by now. Or almost 2 decades old by now.
Assume is God, and the cautious hero was handpicked by Restarte herself. Yusuke and his friends are transported back and forth by this mysterious half-faced person, and Iruma was taken to the demon world after his parents sold him to a demon. The old Deus Tet transported
We'll never get season 2. We will never get a season 2. This is probably one that I'm going to end up having to look for the books. I'm just going to have to buy the books because we're never getting a season 2.
Hiro and Sora after defeating him in a chess match, and Mimori's entire class was summoned by a goddess while on the road during a field trip. Lastly, we have Hiragi Seichi from the Fruit of Evolution, Hinata and Tsukasa from Fabiniku, then Haruka and his classmates from Loner Life in Another World. All of which were transported by God to defeat the Demon Lord or some other mission like that. That's the extent of summoning via a higher power. That dude looks so weird without a... Sometimes our protagonist will just get summoned by the people. Yep. Saito was summoned by the first tier...
Screw this character. I hate this character so much. I know she apparently gets better with time, but I own this anime and I hate her so much. You know what else is probably I get a season 2? Drifters. Nah, it's not. Yeah, it won't. I'm wondering if it's because the freaking who the villain is. That show, it's so weird. Drifters is so odd. It feels the heroes were actually villains in their time, and the villains were actually heroes in their time. So weird. Oh, it's really good. For freaking really is. Animation is so goddamn good. So freaking awesome. How much main characters suffer, she will get saved. I can't. I own this anime because I still am, obviously, a big isekai fan. I love it. I owned this anime when it first came out, and I watched it, and I was like, she's the worst. She's the worst. I know apparently she gets better, but oh my god. The main character, the guy there, the male MC, if you will, must be a masochist. Must be a secret masochist.
Mage Louise, randomly plucked from Tokyo when her summoning ritual went wrong. Shinku Izumi found himself transported out of school, summoned
Cannot
by a
stand that
princess
friggin'
and
girl.
her dog wielding some sort of magical weapon.
What?
Now Fumi and the others were summoned by the kingdom's mages, while a very similar type of summoning happened to Saito in The Realist Hero. A princess had completed the summoning circle for Taichi and Rin in Isekai'd Magician, and Mukoda Tsuyoshi was summoned as more of an afterthought for the kingdom in the campfire cooking isekai. Yusato was summoned by the king.
That was a good anime. This is a good one. I love this one a lot. This is a good one. It will probably not get a second season for this one as well, but the wrong way to use healing magic was fun. It was a lot of fun. I like the whole premise. The quick little thing to try to get people to watch it. The whole point is that for those that don't know, when you're working out to get stronger or whatnot, you're damaging your muscles, and then as your muscles repair, you get stronger. Then you work out some more, they tear, they repair, you get stronger. So if you have healing magic, it basically works like you have a regen factor. So as you work out, or as you fight enemies or whatnot, you heal yourself, repair your damaged muscles, you get stronger, and so on and so forth. And that's what they're doing. So they use the fact that you can heal yourself as a way to get stronger. I found the premise very different, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. All right, hold on. We have to do the random costume change. Let's switch over here. Hold on. There we go. Spin! I swear if it's made again, I'm just going to respin. All right. That works. 1 second. Yeah, you spoiled Great Fun's fun. Too bad. I mean, if it landed on Made again, I would have just respin. But yeah, this is a good show. I highly recommend it.
In the wrong way to use healing magic, Sei Takanashi by the kingdom's mages after a long day of work, the pro wrestler animal masked by a princess he then proceeded to suplex,
Yes.
Frio by
Another
another
good show.
set of mages seeking the hero's help, then the lost ones through the kingdom's magecraft in the executioner and her way of life. Setsu and his classmates were magically summoned like all the rest, while Yogiri and his classmates were transported by her. An instant changeover from the highway straight to wherever this is. Lastly, there's Conception with Itsuki's magical summoning straight into a dungeon. So, that's 14 isekai where the protagonist and or their classmates were magically summoned via some kingdom or person within that kingdom.
That's a pretty
another 12
high.
where it was the direct power of God themselves summoning them. It brings our totals now to this. 73 isekai covered so far, where 35% of that is from magical summoning and the other 65% from reincarnation. The next largest chunk comes from video games, so to switch over to the isekai like those, first we have the all-time classic Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
The game itself doesn't become real.
Season 1 was good. All other seasons were bad.
Becoming trapped in it very much are. Yuna was transported to World Fantasy Online after opening a shady present from the administrator, while the players of Log Horizon found themselves in the game of Elder Tale.
I mean, it technically is. It's still technically an isekai. It's just, they weren't actually teleported to a brand new real world. It was a digital world. Digital world. I did watch Alicization, or however the hell you say it. I did not watch. I don't think I watched Underworld. I don't think I watched Underworld.
Opening a shady present from the administrator, while the players of Log Horizon...
Yeah, Log Horizon is another good one. I'm sorry. I think Log Horizon is a way better game isekai, in my opinion.
Themselves in the game of Elder Tale for real. Suzuki Satoru awoke as Momonga in a new world after the game Yggdrasil was supposed.
Dude, the one thing about... Okay, like I said, I'm started reading, or started listening to the Overlord books. When you listen to some of the... to how his freaking real world is, it sounds so freaking horrible how the real world for Overlord is. So I'm like, damn. Yeah, I think I would rather stay.
Supposed to shut down, then Sakamoto Takuma was summoned into a world similar to Cross Reverie as the demon lord that he was always playing
So
as.
dumb, so good.
The virtual world of Amatsuki had one day become real while Tokidoki was in it, then Kon Hokaze was brought into this new world after accepting a random game invite. Tsukasa of Dot Hack Sign had his mind...
Oh wow, someone actually included Dot Hack in an isekai anime video. Oh my god. It's so rare that someone actually includes Dot Hack.
Trapped in the MMORPG The World, while Kaga Michio was sucked into a video game after exploring strange online games over the internet. Ichiro Suzuki suddenly awoke as Sato in the game he was programming the night before, and Akira Ono wound up in his own MMORPG after trying to shut the servers down. Ark woke up as his skeleton.
I'm so happy. We're getting a second season for this one, by the way. I enjoyed this anime. It's pretty dumb, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And we are getting a second season for this
Avatar in the game world he once played so much. Kagami awoke as the female version of the great sage character he played in the Ark Earth Online VR MMORPG. Then Shin was first trapped in a virtual game turned real like SAO, then transported 500 years to the future of that world after beating it. So, that's 14 more isekai now related to video games, bringing our total to 87. The rest are causes a bit more unique or shrouded in mystery, so they'll be in a category of their own. There's Gate, where the transportation between worlds is facilitated by a gate. War on Geminar, where the protagonist is kidnapped.
Wow. Here's one I didn't think to see. Yeah, this is technically an isekai. He is from Earth, and he gets teleported.
Then transported. End Ride, where the magical summoning is triggered by a mysterious crystal. Then
don't know that one.
Yugi, where it's the incantation
Ushugi Yugi!
The characters of Drifters
were
transported via doorways in some strange matrix-like passageway, while Yuya could traverse between worlds using the portal in his grandfather's house. Now, I'm not too familiar with how they travel between worlds in Digimon, but from what I've read, you need a Digivice or Trainmon. A pillar of light transported Hitami Kansuki
Vision
in the vision of Escaflowne. Then Shinichi Kano was kidnapped and taken during a job interview.
Another good one. Another good one.
Looking for Otaku. The high school prodigies found themselves in a fantasy world after their plane crashed, while Wendelin woke up as the 8th son right in the middle of eating dinner. A random portal had opened up under Kinji in the Dungeon of Black Company. The members of the Suicide Squad were flown in via...
You know, I actually forgot about this. I said I was going to watch this back in the day, back when it first got announced. It's on my list, but I actually forgot about it.
Some magical portal. Arata and Awakumi switch places like it's Freaky Friday, then Sasaki can go between worlds with the power of his newfound bird friend Peeps. Lastly, there's Yuto from Master of Ragnarok, who found himself transported to Yggdrasil after taking a selfie in front of some supposed divine mirror. So, that's 16 more miscellaneous ways to get isekai'd, bringing us to a total of 103 now. Let's finish things off with some of the...
Now, there's one anime that he hasn't talked about yet that I wonder if it's going to be on here. If it's not on here, I'll talk about it.
Mysterious ways, then tally up the final percentages from everything. There's ReZero, where Subaru just appears in the new world.
Just appears. Just freaking appears in the middle of the street.
Where the entire school ends up in this void. cheat pharmacist stole life where his circumstances aren't really known, then Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash where the whole class is mysteriously summoned. That's 107 ways to get Isekai'd total, so to wrap things up and summarize it nicely for you, 44% of them were from reincarnation,
Almost half, yeah.
24% from some form of magical summoning, 13% from video game related incidents, 15% miscellaneous, then 4% completely unknown. To break that down even further, only 18% were from traffic accidents, of which Truck-kun wasn't even all of. Technically, God was solely responsible for only 11%, but if we take into consideration their involvement in reincarnating those who died,
yeah,
that
but
number would be
Truck-kun
so
is
much
still
higher.
number
In any
one
case,
in my heart.
That's 100 plus ways to get Isekai'd. A fun video I thought I'd share before the holidays. This actually took quite a bit of time to make, so if you liked watching it, then consider leaving a like and
Truck-kun
subscribing.
will strike again.
If
Oh,
you
yes.
want to see more just like it, then let me know down in the comments. For now, I'm just covering Danmachi and ReZero, so you can watch my videos on that down in the description.
Nice.
But anyway, until next time.
Good video
Ciao.
from AniNews. I love his videos so much. All right. Yeah, the one I was going to talk about was El Hazard. It's surprising that no one... It's a old isekai. I don't remember how they actually got to the other world, though. I would have to watch it again. It's another old favorite. Another old favorite. It's Duel. Duel is another good one. I forgot. Dude, I have to watch that again. But yeah, those are two good ones that I like as well. But still, I am surprised. I figured Truck-kun would be higher. I really did. But either way, okay. That was good.